All right, guys, this video is a mess. You know you've done that too. All right, so where to begin? I have wanted this machine since I was about 12 years old. Definitely too young to have had this machine. So thanks to the parents there, I didn't get one. But, you know, life's coming, things change and hobbies change and interests change. And the opportunity to pick this up at the right time in the right place was last year. I've had this machine a year. And it's set, and so it was way worse off than I thought. Had I seen it in person and negotiated the deal, I would have done a little better negotiating, but I bought it pretty much just based off some photos. I had to travel an hour and a half to get it. It's rough. It's very rough. The guy that owned it before took a lot of shortcuts. We're going to find some of that. We've already found some of that when we went through the motor. Motor was bad off. Matt at Garage MC has went through it, and Matt, again, thank you. You did an amazing job. I'm excited just to hear this thing run and ride it. It's been a long time coming. There was a boy that lived down the road from me. You could hear it in the distance, this thing running, and just, you know, ting, 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 you know, that two-stroke just echoing through the hills of Tennessee was music to my ears. I had a little go-kart, and that is not even close to this. But we had a Suzuki dealership in town, and they were the hottest thing ever. When these came out, everybody wanted one. And there was a couple of guys that I went to school with that got them, and they were new. And wow, were they just... I can remember watching them get out with some flat track tires and just doing burnouts on the street and riding wheelies, and just, man, they were awesome. But never had an opportunity really to get one until now. This one came right. The price was right. Come with a ton of parts. If you look back a couple of videos ago, I brought this in with the 84R, and I jumped right on the R. And of the two, I had to get that R going. And so I'm a Honda guy. Y'all know that. But this has always been a want that I've wanted since a kid. And so the opportunity came up to find it cheap, to find it with a title. And in the state of Florida, that's a big deal. Not every state is as picky as Florida is, but Florida is picky. And so moving forward, when I go to sell this one day with a title, it's worth a lot more than a machine that doesn't. We have a lot of national forest, public lands where you can ride if you have a title. And so having a machine that can go out there in the national forest legally without issue, the only other requirement is you have a spark arrestor in your muffler. And so I went down the long road to get here. I've had a lot of machines come and go. I could have bought this machine in way better condition, and probably for a lot more money too. But that being said, this one's mine, and I'm going to make it mine, and that's all that matters from this point going forward. Today we're going to tackle swing arm bearings. I've never done these bearings. This is going to be new to me. I don't know what's going to be involved. So come along and we'll figure it out together. Someone has put hydraulic brake lines, like these style of hydraulic brake lines. They're probably really strong. They're probably a little overkill. They're not rubber coated like what we're used to seeing. They're not right. But I think they'll work, and for what I'm going to do with it, I think they'll work just fine. We're holding pressure. I did need a new master cylinder, so I put that on here. We're going to swap the levers out. I've got a black lever that fits this, at least so it'll match. But we've got brakes now on the front and on the rear. This brake was locked up, which really made moving this around a real pain in the butt. Sizing this up, I pretty much bought this only by looking at pictures, and I committed. When I got to it, I had second thoughts, but I'm the kind of person that if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to see it through, even if it's different than what I thought it was. It's on me. It is what it is. I've had it a year. It's fine. But had I not committed to price over the phone, I would have probably negotiated a little bit better when I got there. I've got a ton of parts with this machine. I've got enough parts probably to build 3 of these. So I think once we process all the parts, I haven't sold anything until we build this and get it running, and then we will sell off whatever's left. I think we're going to come out really, really good. My understanding is these tires are OE tires to this machine, as in maybe not this four-wheeler, but this year, make, and model four-wheeler. Correct me if I'm wrong. These are Dunlops front and rear. I mean, they still have the nipples on them. They look great. They are a vintage tire for sure. Same with the front. I think we've got a match set here. I would say it set out a lot of its life. We're going to bring some other parts in. I've got another set of A-arms. I think I've got some more shocks. I know I've got a front bumper, and I've got new mounts here. As for plastics, what's my goal on this? I want it to look pretty much just like it did when I was a kid. I'd like to have yellow fenders, blue seat, gold wheels would be better. I kind of got a thing for gold wheels, but I think I can live with the silver ones just fine. Now that I'm a little older, researching a little bit more, I believe the one my neighbor had was around an 87. I've got about 4 radiators. We've got 3 different pipes, 2 rear shocks, another swing arm that looks pretty rough. This one I think fits the machine. I'm told that shock is wrong, that spring is wrong, as in it works fine in this machine, but it's not the way it came. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. As long as it works and functions properly, we're good. Today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to finish up what I consider getting this chassis ready for the motor. I need to put rear swing arm bushings in here, and since the bolt that holds the rear motor mount is part of the swing arm bolt is the same bolt, I think it would be wise to go ahead and change those out now while we can get to them. The motor's not in the way. I've never done these swing arms bushings before. I have no idea what I'm getting into. I'm sure I'm going to make some mistakes here, but we're going to figure it out, and I'm getting pretty good at editing. All right, that's how you finish out your weekend right there. First fire up. Wow. I got some dragging. I made an adjustment to the clutch. Now it's pulling. I think it needs a little bit more adjusting. It's not pulling as strong as it should, but it is pulling. New clutch. It's gonna have to get broke in, of course. Everything's new, at least motor wise. We'll address that, but first things first. It's alive. It's alive. I've never heard that engine run. I've never seen that machine move on its under its own power. I've owned it a little over a year now, a year and 6 months, I guess. And that is the first time it's moved under its own power. Wow. Today was a good day. Good morning, guys. So came out this morning to kind of wrap this video. This video is actually taking place over a couple of weeks. So just to kind of clear the air, because I'm sure some of you are already typing. No, I didn't go rip on it like that right after getting it running. It's been a couple of weeks. We took it out a few times and just kind of broke it in real slow. We've already changed the oil in it, and we're going to change the oil again probably this afternoon. Still got some things to dial in. The front end is still pretty out of whack. It's got a lot of play. It needs inner and outer tie rods, so we're going to be putting those on it. And of course, the elephant in the room is it's wanting to bog coming out of the hole. So I think she's running a little rich. She's still smoking a little bit. So she is tuned for an 87 cylinder and piston. That's what's on this. And so apparently the tuning and jetting is completely different between the 86 and the 87 and the 88. So I'm still fumbling with that, my first Suzuki. So am I happy with it? I'm extremely happy with it. It rides really good. It's very predictable. Other than the front end being a little out of whack, it feels really good. But yeah, so I went with the black plastics. Remember when I bought this, it came with 3 sets of plastics, 2.5 engines, 2 swing arms, just multiples of everything. And so what I did is I picked through all of the parts and kind of processed everything through, and if I had 2s or 3s of something, I chose the best one and it came here. I put the black plastics on just because I like the black plastics of what I had to work with. As I mentioned earlier in the video, these will be coming off and we'll be putting yellow ones on it. I'll redo the seat in just a regular blue. These A-arms, we've got to address those. I think they're going to probably make them go silver, match the rear swing arm, or blue to match the frame. I just really don't like the white on them here. I've got that left front brake I mentioned earlier in the video. It's still hanging up and it's still pulling, and so it's what it's doing is it's not releasing. So coming out of turn 3 or going into turn 3, I'm hard on the brakes after the long straight, and the front tires are doing this and the brakes wanting to pull it that direction, and so it's fun, kinda. We're gonna fix it. So yeah, it's all part of rebuilding one of these machines and getting them up and running. From a pile of parts to a running riding machine, I'm very pleased with it. It's a lot of fun, and this is why we do it. So talking about the numbers, I'll do another video. We'll do a breakdown of it completely, but I can kind of just go ahead and give you a heads up. So all of the duplicate parts that I had left over are now sitting on eBay, most of them. The big stuff I haven't put there yet. I'm not sure how I'm going to figure out the shipping on that, if I want to do that or not. I'm selling off everything. That was the whole plan, is could this machine pay for itself? I kind of threw down the gauntlet a year ago when I made that video, and I said this machine should pay for itself, and that's what it's going to do. All total, we've got less than $2,500 in it. Total, running, driving, everything you see. That includes all the parts, the work, everything. So less than $2,500. $2,500 is my goal in parts to recoup, and we are well on our way with that. So if you're looking for some LT parts, go check eBay out right now. You can type in MRC Builds. There's a cool head on there. Radiators, just all kinds of stuff. Expansion pipes, headers, silencers, just a whole bunch of stuff. Factory bumpers. There's 2 sets of Nerf bars. There's a set of super lightweight aluminum ones. They're blue. They're pretty cool. Check out eBay. They're all listed right now. But check her out. She turned out really good. I'm really pleased with it. It's not finished. We've got a lot of work to do. The front end is just got a lot of play in it. You can that doesn't sound like that much, but trust me, when this tire goes that way and that tire goes that way at the same time, it's too much. Again, I'm going to sell the black plastics off. I'd like to put some yellow ones on there. I don't know what the guy was doing here, painted these shocks green. We're going to have to get rid of that. That just needs to be black. Yellow springs are fine. A-arms, I think we'll do either blue or maybe a silver. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? We've got I went ahead and told you I swapped out the lever here for black. That way it would match. You know, we can paint our headlight guard. The headlight works. You saw that in the earlier video. Yeah, I mean, it runs and drives. I really wouldn't be scared to take it out for an afternoon. I do need the support for this fender. It's broken. And that particular support is part of this grab handle that we're using. So we're gonna have to do some aluminum welding, so we'll do that in an upcoming video. This is the seat. It cleaned up pretty good. The dog got a hold of it or something. But the seat cleaned up pretty good. Of the 3 that it came with, this was the nicest one, I thought, so we put it on there. Again, motor turned out excellent. It's running really good. No heating or cooling issues. It's that's a home run. So like I said, just to wrap this video up, we're not done with it, but I wanted to kind of give you an update. I sent out a teaser a couple of weeks ago when we first brought it back in the shop, and so kind of wanted to let you know where we were on things on that. It's been a Suzuki shop here lately. We did say goodbye to a 200X last weekend. That video came out, and yeah, I'm missing it. There's a spot over there in the shop where it used to sit, and so that spot's empty. But that just means we could put something else there. You know, it's not always a bad thing. I have finally cracked the code on that 250 quad runner over there. Brakes has been my big issue, and the problem is someone had put brakes on this machine, and they were not the right ones, and so they were dragging. They were dragging so bad that if you applied the brakes, they wouldn't let go, and then the front tires would lock up and they would just skid as you were driving. So I got it figured out. I know what they did. I know how to undo it. I've already undone it, and I've been riding that machine. Still got a few more bugs to work out. Finish that video up, probably be next weekend. But yeah, there it is, 1988 Suzuki ATV. I can't wait to see it yellow. I'm just so happy to have it in the shop. It's here, it's up, it's running, it's driving. It's a lot of fun. It's gonna be more fun. Still got a few little things. Petcock is leaking on the tank, and you know, there's always something, but you can get on it and ride it right now. And that is a huge milestone from being sitting out there, you know, underneath the cover, just waiting its turn. And it did, it waited its turn. I think it was well worth the wait. Having it a year and a half, you know, I've thought about it often. Just couldn't, you know, the parts and the people just didn't align yet. And so that's where we're at. Again, special thanks, just huge thanks to Curtie out at 223 Cycles. He helped us with getting the track down the bearing kit for this thing and the seals. So y'all be sure and check him out, 223cycles.net. He's got more than carburetors over there, y'all. He's just got a ton of stuff, fork boots, just all kinds of stuff. And Matt, again, at Garage MC. Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate all the help. You did a great job. So as for always, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.